y'all? It's your girl Dola Mack, and we here at Gainz Recording Studios for another episode of Rhyme and Reason. And today we have a special guest, multi-talented, multifaceted, 10th letter.
What's going on, y'all? It's your man 10th letter, who you know that could do it better. Knowledge Cypher, I'll be spitting lectures. Let's get into it.
Who is 10th letter?
10th letter is an artist that is well-rounded in what he does. Is grounded in his power. It's more than just music or art. It's spiritual. Knowledge Cypher is supreme mathematics. LTR stands for lift to rise. Because I feel like when you come from the bottom, in order to get up to the top, you got to lift yourself. So you lift to rise. So,
That's fire. So with that, what's the most important thing to you as an artist?
Remaining true to myself, being me. I think that's important. And understanding that I could do all things that I put my mind to. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, they say it's always in you, it's not what's on you. Right. So no matter what others' opinions are or what people may think, I'm always staying to the course of my own beat, you know, my own drum. So
do you find it hard to stay true to yourself in a climate that everyone's trying to follow trends? Nah, not really.
The reason why is because it's only, I'm not competing with anybody. Right. It's just me versus me. So I think the only hindrance that I would have is just myself and my mind. Okay. It has nothing to do with nobody else.
I feel you. What made you choose music as a form of expression?
Well, so I like acting. I feel like acting and music are my favorites. The reason why is because music, I can express myself through my words. With acting, I express myself through someone else's story. I've always been a writer. Been writing poetry and rhymes since I was in second grade. So probably before that, you know, music has always taken account to me. I used to love, you know, imitating Michael Jackson and Michael Jordan. So
you bust out a move?
You know, a little something. Not now.
Okay. With next up, since you just performed that, why did you create that record, and how did you create the record, and what does it mean to you?
Next up is probably, it's a song that I actually really enjoyed making. I feel like I got a vault full of music, and I guess I want to say, as an artist, sometimes we self-sabotage ourselves. So I think that a lot of the music that I was just telling myself, I don't like it because I had a specific sound that I wanted to sound like in my head, but I had to forget that, I had to remember that I'm growing as an artist. Mm-hmm. And this song, it kind of just, I control kind of the depth as far as like production-wise, like how I wanted to sound, the ins and outs, the backtracks, all of that. So I kind of had more creative control of this. Mm-hmm. I mean, I always do, but I feel like I did more with this. Like, I took my time with this song, you know, and even though this song is it's old now, even though I'm just releasing it, I think it's one of the very first songs that I really like for me.
All right, that's fire. So how long does it usually take you to make a record?
Writing, honestly, it depends. It depends on the beat. It depends on my mood or what I got going on in my life. Mm. But if I'm in the flow of things, not for nothing, I can write a song in like 5 minutes, 10 minutes tops. Okay. Sometimes certain beats speak to a little bit more depth, more emotion, or more layers that I have to be willing to be open to. So sometimes I'll sit with a beat for a couple of weeks, a couple of days, or even a month, mm-hmm. on some time.
Right. Walk us through your creative process.
My creative process, so it's different for different things. Sometimes rhymes just come to me, words come to me without a certain type of beat. Like, I could be working out or driving or in the shower, and verses will speak to me, like, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But then other times, like if I have producers who send me music, or I hear a certain beat, then I just, like I said, I'll sit with the beat and body it, you know what I'm saying, try to vibrate on the same frequency as it. And whatever emotion that it adheres to first, that's what I go with.
Okay. So what would you say is the biggest challenge that you face now as an independent artist?
Doing it all by yourself, honestly. It's fun, it's inspiring, but it definitely can be draining if you don't brace yourself. You definitely have to love it. Like, you know, you have to love the craft. You can't just want to do it for anything else outside of the actual love for it, because you won't last. You know what I'm saying? Just constantly researching things, and being a perfectionist, wanting to go back and change something.
Right.
Like I said, I have like, I don't know how many versions of this song that I've done before I've actually felt like complacent or comfortable with releasing it or letting anybody hear it. So yeah, I mean, it's I think the most challenging part is really just figuring it all out, figuring out but you just, as you go along, you'll figure it out. Things come to you.
So with that, like, how do you stay motivated with those challenges and moving forward?
So that's the thing. When I'm motivated, it's like this feeling. It has to come with some type of controversy or contrast in my life. I'm usually mostly motivated when I'm in a situation I don't want to be in.
Mm-hmm.
But when I am living, when I'm grounded in whatever position, even if it's not necessarily a moment of contrast, I think what motivates me is just my pure love and joy of creating. When I'm in a flow of creation, it's like that's all I need to motivate me. But then there's also times where you just got to be disciplined. It's like, all right, well, if I'm working on my pen and pad game, it's like, yo, get up and write a song and do this and this and that. So I try to challenge myself, put myself in uncomfortable situations. Thought processes help me propel forward.
How would you describe your music to people who've never heard it before?
It's a duality. I think I embrace who I am, but I also understand a higher science or higher level of consciousness to a certain degree. So I'm not a conscious rapper per se or a conscious music artist, but I also am grounded in the worldly things, the mundane realm. I'm very tapped in tune with myself and other things going on. So if I would just say, you can resonate if you live every day-to-day life, you know what I'm saying, of struggle overcoming, or, even if you want to talk this shit, just feeling yourself. That's what I would like to say.
If you had the ability to name or create your own genre that you would be under, what would you call it?
It would be genreless. Honestly, I don't think I would label it anything. I think when we label things, we put things under a certain title or box, that we don't do it any justice. We actually take away from the beauty that it actually is. For me, I know, just for language barrier's sake, I write pop music, I write rock, I write country, I write folk, I write R&B. I just like music. I love writing. So sometimes I hear a certain tune or a voice in my head, and maybe my voice doesn't necessarily go with that. Maybe it's for somebody else,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm genreless.
What producers, or producer if you can't choose just one, would you want to do a collab record or album with?
Definitely. I'll definitely do some joint with Swiss, Metro Boomin. Man, damn, that's tough. I mean, the producers I work with now, from B-Roll to Young Kid Next Door, the Young Kid Got the Beats, Young Casper. There are a lot of phenomenal producers out here now that are making it happen.
Okay. So, since your song is titled Next Up, what is next for 10th Letter?
Man, continue my journey, man. Just embodying. I got a lot of things I'm working on as far as film, acting wise. Really staying focused on the journey. Sometimes it's we ask God for a lot, and then when we get what was on our plate, just be grateful for everything that we have to deal with. Right now, the single is coming out, but I also got another single dropping next month. I'm shooting a video. I got some in between freestyles that I'm shooting visuals for. As far as music and acting, I'm working on a short film and a show right now. So yeah, it's a lot of great things coming on. A lot of great things.
And how do you balance it all?
Solitude, man. I take moments to myself. Sometimes a couple of days. I just grounding, going in nature. Just tapping into my subconscious mind. Whether it's doing things I purely love that really take no work. Whether it's playing video games or just sitting in silence. Sometimes putting your phone away and not really answering to anybody or the rest of the world. Kind of shut the world out just to tap into yourself. Do something fun. Maybe take yourself out on a date or do anything that really just talks to your inner child, your inner you.
Fire. And so, if you have a piece of advice for upcoming artists, actors, or artists in all realms, because you do it all. So, what's one piece of advice that you would give to someone?
Be yourself. I would say just be yourself, man. Don't focus on the outcomes. Focus on the journey. It's all about who you become. That's the most important part. It's not really about what you do. Is how you do it. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about making timeless hits or being a star when you already are one. You know what I'm saying? Your music is waiting to be heard by people who need to hear it. And don't focus on who don't rock with you. Just focus on the people that do. And do things because you want to do it and that you like it. Make music that you want to make, that you would want to hear from yourself. Don't make music that's just because things are trendy. Make it because you actually want to do it. That's what I would say. Just be you. Stick to yourself. Stick to your truth.
Where can we find you, your music, everything that you actually have your hands in? So let us know.
Right now, so my music is on all platforms, and I'm working. My website is on the way. It's coming up. So that's another thing, just getting all the details and stuff, the mechanics going on. But once my website is up, you'll have everything from my acting to my music to modeling to whatever I'm doing. You'll be able to see it there. Okay. So be on the lookout for 10thletter.com.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? Or knowledge site, depending on what flavor I go with.
Tell us where we can find you.
All right. My Instagram is 10th_LTR. And that's where you can find me at 10th Letter on all streaming platforms.
Fire. So that was the legendary 10th Letter. I'm Dola Mack. This is Rhyme and Reason, and we out this bitch.